again, TRIPiMMORTAL.
TRIPiMMORTAL.
In the house, dude. So, kind of refreshing to what we were talking about before, but this is special guest, TRIPiMMORTAL, artist, father, iron worker, good guy overall, and you know, not in that order.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude.
None of us are perfect. The only one of us that was perfect, we decided to crucify him. So.
Hey, if that, I'm with everyone's beliefs, and I believe there is God, and God's, you know, he's loving, and well, I don't think my beliefs are a little different, and we'll talk about that later on. But I did want to talk about how you were. So we'll add this in. You. Kind of refreshing, like I said earlier, you getting into music, and the way you did with, you know, your kind of your I forgot what grade you were. Your English teacher, though.
Yeah, I was 10th grade English teacher. Is when my poetry was unlocked. You know, I was like one of those typical kids. Like, my generation was different than your generation. Like poetry and band and all that. Those are the kids that got picked on. I mean, I got picked on anyway. But
shit, man.
Either way.
Yeah, now they're cool.
Either way, like now those are the cool kids. So it was my 10th grade English class, and we were doing a poetry class. And I wrote this poem. It was called "Through the Eyes of a Dying Loved One." Now, the reason why I wrote the poem, and this is actually kind of what started me needing an outlet, is right around 1998, 1999. I had an 8-year-old brother that was diagnosed with cancer.
Wow.
And then in 2001, at age 11, he passed away.
Oh, man.
At the time, I was 14, 15-ish. So I was dealing with that in 10th grade. My dad wasn't, I wouldn't say my dad was abusive, but he did run a tight ship. So like when I messed up, like
it was known, and you knew.
I was going to be probably hurting somewhere pretty bad. Well,
you had a good father in your life.
I had a good father. I love my father. He raised me right. I mean, he did the best he could, and that's all we can do for our kids, right?
Well, the best thing too is that you had a father. You had the nuclear family. I think that's what we're missing nowadays.
Yeah.
Is that nuclear family? Your mom, dad, brother, sister. Well, just in general, parents to teach you and guide you the right way.
Right.
You know.
Of course, mom wasn't really around that much.
Oh, okay. So that's what I was just about to ask you. So there's so much that we don't know about TRIPiMMORTAL, man. Yeah. I've worked with him for a year. A little under a year,
about a
year, and I got to know him and how he is as a person, and you know, not everything I knew about him, but the guy that was there at work, things get heated. Yeah. Not towards me, but things get heated in the workplace, and you get to understand how, you know, people handle pressure, and just you know you get to understand too that we all care for each other in the end game, you know, for the most part. But
absolutely,
like you were like, you know, I got to know him quite a bit, and I got to understand that you had good intentions all the time. You know, I could say most of the time, at least for what I've seen, you know what I mean? And just like your music is always good intent right now, especially with all the other negative music that's being played. And the intent is kind of just, you know, maybe propaganda, kind of allegedly, you know, I don't know. Well, you know, other things that they got going on, but you is kind of, so I wanted to add, this is, you know, refreshing kind of, I didn't get to ask this, was what is the genre of your music? Like, what is that?
You know, I don't really know either.
What is the bass? What is the touch? You know, what is
I would say I grew up in the 90s, so I was influenced by a lot of like grunge. I was influenced by the new metal movement. I was big into old metal at the same time. You know, hip hop was, I think, at its finest in the 90s. So all those genres kind of blended together was like, I liked pieces of every genre.
You implement that?
So I implement it all. Okay. So some of my songs might be a little bit more metal, a little bit more screamy. Some of my songs will be like more hip hop, but with like a heavy beat behind it, you know? So, I mean, I would go with new metal, but more of like dark metal meets hip hop is kind of what I started to create. Yeah. I don't know if, maybe fact check this, you know, Ro or someone, but I don't know who is that, you know, who is metal, like who is that mix besides, you know, you right now, I know of, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of bands that have done new metal, there's a lot of bands that have successfully done metal. Like, you know, like a mix. But one thing that I get a lot of like comments, like when I post my songs, guys like, it's nice to actually hear the hip hop side of new metal, because I do throw a lot more hip hop in there than most of your new metal artists have done. Okay. Just more than others. And that's really because I can't really sing.
Hey, man. Okay, so this is a I guess I don't know. I forgot all about this. I didn't forget, but I did because obviously I talk about TRIPiMMORTAL. I think of my damn fight walkout song.
Oh yeah, dude.
And I need
that was fun
next
to write.
time. Was it?
That was a fun song to write.
It was cool because it was like I didn't know. Maybe it was easy for you in a way because it was like you had something to run with in what you were going for about.
Yeah.
It, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe it was like I don't know. I was thinking too after I thought about this just right now. Like maybe it's just like an easier song you made. You know?
Yeah. A lot of times, if I have a theme, I can write a song. I actually, one time I was a kid and I was like, dude, if you have a theme, I can write a song about anything. He's like, oh yeah, we'll write a song about my turtle running away. I wrote this dude 2 verses and 3 choruses about his freaking turtle running away. I was like, here's your song. You know, as long as I have a theme, it's easy because at that point it's just manipulating words and having a vocabulary big enough to explain what you're saying and not get lost in the muddiness. Like, what is he saying? You know, so many songs come out and they're like, what is this song about?
But it's kind of like the freestyle aspects, right?
Yeah.
Like freestyling is cool, and it's cool that someone can do it and they can spit off the top of their head. But then it's like, what is the meaning?
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense sometimes. Like, what are you trying? You're just spitting words that rhyme. It doesn't. You're not. There's no structure there.
And sometimes it's just cool stuff. You know, you're like, I'm talking about making money. I'm talking about smoking some stuff.
No, I get it. I get it absolutely, and that's what sells. That's what people want to hear. They want something catchy. It doesn't have to make sense all the way through, but that's one thing. Like back with the poem that I published, Through the Eyes of a Dying Loved One, my teacher was like, she asked me to stay after class. I was like, all right, I'm in trouble again, great, because I was a bad kid. Like I said, I was dealing with a lot. Yeah. Told you about that, you know, dad, brother dying. You know, my mom was around in the summer times and Christmas. Like that's when I saw my mom. She had a whole other family. Not that she didn't love me, not that I didn't know that love was there. Yeah. But I know she was focused on that family, and it didn't really feel like there was time for me. Mm-hmm. So, and this is where it hurt because I got my dad as a prison guard. I got my mom that seems absent at the time. My brother, the only person I look up to, died. The only person that I thought actually like really cared about me. Man. So that unlocked a serious ball of just negative energy all the time. So I wrote this poem.
10th grade.
10th grade, and the teacher asked me to stay after class. I was like, oh great, I'm in trouble. What did I do this time? She's like, I'm publishing this. I was like, you're doing what? She's like, I'm publishing this. She goes, the one thing about your writing that you don't see often in poetry is it makes sense top to bottom. And it flows.
That is not what I expected.
She goes, it is very well written. Like you're not abstract with your message. You are very clear about your message in your writing. Yeah. And it flows and it makes sense.
You know, that makes a lot of sense because a lot of people are trying to always be different.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people are always trying to do other things and maybe, you know, and there's nothing wrong with trying to be different and try to, you know, do other things. But what about the basics and what about things that, you know, can actually mean something and, you know, and you have a meaning behind it and you're doing just not basic, but like straight to the point things, not trying to be all abstract and maybe not hippie, but like, I don't know, dude. I can't really explain the words, but you know what I'm getting to.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah. When I set out to create TRIPiMMORTAL, I created it with a mission because I am a devout Christian and I want to get that Christian message across without sounding too preachy. You know, I want to be like, this is what I've been through, this is what I've learned, and I'm still looking up.
Yeah, okay. And that's cool because I don't really, man, I don't want to get too deep into this, but I guess we'll start it now, Dwayne. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll get to this right now, but sorry guys.
That's just where we're going.
It's TRIPiMMORTAL, but I'm getting to this because I believe in God. Yeah. I believe there is a God. I just don't know. And you know, this is real, right? We're being real. Mm-hmm. You know, and this is what this whole interview and podcast is, and for people to understand me and people to understand you. Yeah. TRIPiMMORTAL. I don't know, dude. I really don't know if I believe in certain, you know, because there's like, what about all these other religions like the Talmud, you know, people's like, you know, all these other religions. Yeah. And they all go back to the same thing kind of, and it's praising something that, you know, and I believe there is a God, but I believe in my belief it's a kind of a karma-based, like a thing of not like Buddhism, not like that, but karma-based and because like what is that thing called? If there's bread, if there's cake, there's a bread maker, you know, there's a baker, you know, and I believe that. I just don't know if he would ask for us to give him money to go to church every Sunday, Wednesday, and get on our knees and pray in a group. Well, I don't think he would need that from us.
The money isn't for him. The Bible is very clear on what we're supposed to do with our money. We're supposed to use it to help the needy. Now, I agree with you. There's no reason why a preacher should have his own airplane, his own airfield, a big old house. That's not what it's meant to be. When I look at my walk and my faith, it's all based on what I read in Scripture. And one thing that keeps pointing me back, because I mean, with what I went through as a teenager, dude, I went the other way. Dude, I read the Satanic Bible. I studied Wicca. I went the other way.
Okay.
And because I was so mad.
Yeah. No. Okay. This is news. When I heard TRIPiMMORTAL, I'm like, you know, and I don't think I have a negative mindset, but I was like, TRIPiMMORTAL, dude, this guy's tripping forever. He's doing something forever. He's all, we're about to pop take some shrooms or something. I don't know, dude. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like the trippy, like, psychedelic kind of, like, that's what I'm thinking of. And
it's not that kind of trip.
No, it's not that. It's triple. And it's, you know, maybe like a mortal, kind of trip. You know, the immortal, your love is immortal, you know, is never ending, you know. For,
immortal,
you know,
yes.
And I get
life.
It. Yeah, I get
immortal
it.
life. I believe that when this life passes, I will have immortal life in another. That's what I believe.
That's beautiful. I believe that too for you. Trip. So. But I was going to say, let's talk about this real quick. Since we're on this topic, and I'll let you keep continuing after this. When is your birthday?
When is my birthday?
Yeah.
It's in April.
April, and I know you're the ox. What date?
85.
No, just the date.
4285.
4285. 42. That's an 11 light path. I mean, I told you this. We spoke about this before, guys, and I speak about this because I like to do little readings. And when I first told you this, I can't give you a raw like reading because you already heard it before. And I remember seeing in your eyes, and I remember seeing it together when we did exchange those words, and that, you know, just that conversation. You were like, man, like. I felt like I remember it was touch of the soul, and you were like, dude, that made a lot of sense, you know?
Yeah.
Like you're like, dude, it kind of hit a lot, like everything, you know. And if I could kind of go over it again, it was 11 is the number of emotional energy, number of like maybe like kind of spirituality as well too, you know what I mean? And you're born on the 2nd, right? Yeah. So that too comes with the peacemaker kind of like neutral kind of, you know, nurturing side too. But the 11 is a very emotional number. They use it in so many things, and it's also a number of the athlete, the visionary. You know that 11 number.
The dreamer. The dreamer.
The dreamer. Yeah, in a weird way. Like Pisces is the dream, entering the dream world. They're the 11th, or maybe the 12th. I don't know. I forgot. But they're the ones. So there's a lot of things. Like, and I think you are a. Aries. To the face. That's what Aries covers, the face. Yeah. And that being said too, very hard-headed, very aggressive.
Yeah, that makes sense. That tracks.
He could be that for sure, especially on the job side. He gets it. He needs to get something done. We got to get it done. And ain't nothing wrong with that, dude.
No.
You know, ain't nothing wrong with that. We're men. We can't be soft. But the 2 is very feminine. Remember, the 1 is masculine, the 2 is feminine. Not saying that that's bad, but I'm saying is that
I have a softer side.
Yeah, man, and you're understanding. You can empathize. You can feel that with people. You know what I mean?
I think that plays a lot with like a way I grew up too. Like if you notice people that grew up rough, people that grew up like me, are not the people that are out there starting fights.
No.
They're the people that are trying to defuse the situation because they don't want people to be. They don't want to see that pain in someone else because they know that pain. They know what it feels like.
And can I say this, Trip? Not everyone is like that. And even people that are like that in a way, and they're not the same numbers as you, it doesn't matter because the numbers you are very, very. That 11 is the beginning of an old soul in a way. Okay. Old soul.
I mean, I think it might have some wisdom.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it doesn't have to always, but the old soul at 11, then it goes 22 and 33, but the 22 and 33 are like very old souls compared to the 11, but the 11 compared to the 1 through 9. It's like, dude, it's a 9-day. You guys can like, people naturally want to talk to you. People naturally will open up to you. People naturally, and then you're like, dude, where's mine? Like, can I open up to you? Like, you kind of got to force it kind of sometimes.
I mean, that's funny because there's people that I barely know that have come up to me and want to just lay their life story on me. And I'm just like, I'm here to listen, you know, and I mean, I'm not saying at all that what you're believing is wrong. That's not what I'm saying.
No,
what I'm saying is the Bible clearly states that He has given us signs and wonders and the ability to interpret those signs and wonders, and that's really all you're doing. And the Bible does not discount the existence of other gods. He never says there are no gods other than me. He says I am the only God that deserves to be worshipped. That's what He says. He does not discount other gods.
But what about there's something, I don't know, fact check someone, maybe you right now. Isn't there something that says too that like that demons like they prey on you, right? They things you do lead holes for them to come. You know what I mean? And so being, in my sense, like kind of like just like I believe in words. You know, words have numbers like A, B, C, D, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you know,
just logical.
Think about and it's because we are men and you know we're logic based. We're not emotional based all the time, but 2 + 2 is 4.
Yeah,
and so
numbers
like,
never change.
And so like what I'm saying is like when you pray, I believe you become prey, and that's when I feel like that's where it comes with manifestation, like the word man, and I believe things like that are different than other things. That's why I believe like, and I know this is like you're like, man, what is this guy Eli talking about right now, dude? But I believe it, dude. I really do believe that once you pray, you become prey in a way because things can siphon your energy. Because
not at all.
I believe it, man. That's just
not at all. There was a Satanist that I used to watch. He was a Satanist turned Christian.
Okay.
And he said, well, he was high up in the satanic church hierarchy, and what they would do is they would try and attack Christians and get them to stumble, get them to sin. That's what they were doing. They were using like out-of-body experiences and things like that, devil magic or whatever. The stuff they believe exists, which I'm not saying it doesn't.
But if there's good, there has to be bad.
You cannot have good and evil is two sides of the same coin. But whenever they would go to because the Bible also says when 2 or more gathered in my name, I am there. So when there would be like 2 or 3 people sitting in a library, like reading the Bible or having their own little fellowship, he's seen it with his own eyes. He said there was like a big blue bubble around them, and I could not penetrate that bubble. I could not get in. No matter how hard I tried, I could not get in.
Wow. And it is crazy too and that's what makes it so weird. Because like, how can you believe? Like, I don't know what to, like, no one truly does, but then they do, because there's so many things that are like you said, there's 2 sides of the coin. Like, what about like the exorcists of like somebody like that being happening, like, and you speaking God's name, and somehow something like they'll have videos and paranormal things happening, speaking God's name, and you can see it like kind of vanish in a way, or like things is moving, and like that, and it's real. Like it's real. Like
I mean, that is also biblical. But at the same time, the devil he ain't no chump, dude. Like seriously, like. He will push and he will push and he will push, and the things he does, God allows him to do for whatever reason. God decides that, go ahead and do this. Read Job, see what he did to his most faithful servant Job. But I don't even know where I was going with that.
Okay, well, I want to say this. Don't you think, though, that it would make sense for someone to go after the weaker and not the stronger?
Yeah, but you're not weak.
No, not I, but people, you know what I mean? Like certain people that are like, why do you think, like, I'm just saying, like demons and things like of that nature, like they're attacking weaker people, weaker souls.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
It's easier, right?
It is easier because the more disciplined someone is in the faith, and the more they are filled with the Holy Spirit, and the more they actually resemble Jesus in a way, the more power they actually have over the demonic.
Okay.
So if they come over and they want to see, and they want to mess with the little kids, because little kids are easy. They want to mess with
like they're playing with toy weird stuff.
They want to mess with little kids because kids are easy. And by messing with that kid, the devil knows he's going to destroy that family.
That's right.
So at the same time, yes, they do. They go after weaker, but at the same time, dude, I couldn't go toe-to-toe with a demon, not unless I had Jesus standing right next to me, because there's nothing I can do by myself that's going to do anything to that demon.
So I like that. I do believe, though, this is what I go back to, like me, is my experiences. That's why I keep saying I don't know if man, dude, I can't. I believe there's a God, and I believe that in faith of doing good and being righteous, you know, integrity, like doing the right thing when no one is watching, and helping people that are in need, right? And things like that of that nature, and not doing it for something, but doing it because it's the right, it's the right way. And I think that's the karma base, you know, the righteousness and the way. And I just know that I like when you will be judged, right? We will be judged. We will all be judged. And so that is what I feel like it is based on. And if I'm being honest, Trip, like God being all, what about, I like the Christians. What about the Christians that were doing stuff? Like,
the ones that are actually trying to help the world and be Christians like we're called to do, and not just sitting here being like, give me your money or give me this or give me that.
Well, not just them, but what about the other religions, like Islam? I don't think much of it, but I do like that their women are in where they need to be in a way, in a sense. But what about that where they were like you know, the Christians back then, when someone was doing something like grape, you know what I mean, or hurting people, you know, unaliving people. Can't say certain things on this YouTube.
No, that's fine.
But you know, and they were doing stuff about it. They're like, dude, you're out of here. No, this is a sin, and we got to.
They got to handle that.
I'm just saying, man.
I mean, like, the only difference between
guillotines in the White House, dude.
The only thing between Islam.
I'm just saying, dude.
The only difference between Islam, Muslim, and Christianity is Jesus. That is the only difference amongst the three faiths. The Quran, the old Quran, is almost exactly the same as our Old Testament.
Okay.
Islam, they train on the Torah, which is pretty much the Old Testament, which is the Jewish faith. We call them Jews, but it's actually called the Islamic faith.
Okay.
So they all follow the same God. Things change when you get to Jesus. That's when things change.
See, I learned something, because I was like, man, I already know these things, but I had to just get it clear again. Is like, I just was going over some research for a while, because I'm watching videos and stuff about like the religion, a little bit stuff, like just getting into things that I want to know about a little bit more. And so Quran is with what?
The old Quran, the first Quran, is comparable, not the same, but comparable to the Christian Old Testament. They have the same prophets, the same belief system, the same sacrificial rites,
and
everything's the same.
Ethnic group is, who are the people that they're with? Like what?
The Muslims believe. The Muslims believe that Jesus was a prophet or a teacher. They don't believe that Jesus was God because he was a baby, and they don't believe that God would have had been cared for like a child. They do not. That's why they don't believe Jesus was God, because he would have been a baby. He would have needed cared for. He would have needed that stuff. And they said, nah, God wouldn't need that. He's divine.
And so see, this is you know, not just me. I know that it's not just me at 20 turning 25. There's other guys that are 60, 70, 40, 30 that don't know this information, that need to know, because knowledge is power. And knowing, you know, I just found out, dude. I just found out something crazy, and it was like why the Civil War between America, the red and blue, like why it was so crazy. Correct me if I'm wrong. Someone told me this a while ago. I don't know if I'm saying this right, but the reason too is that why because the black people got into that, and they were like okay, we're free, we need to keep our freedom, so they were fighting against the red in a way. Is that true?
It is true. The Civil War originally was started over land. The South wanted to be their own independent country. Slavery became an issue about a couple years into it, and
the money kind of
where the North said we will free the slaves, because the people in the North didn't really keep slaves anyway. That was like a Southern practice. So the North would be like, all right, well, you come fight for us, you'll have your freedom, you'll be part of the North. If we win this country, we'll end slavery, Yeah,
like this is where we have the same end game. We want the same things in a way.
Right, and then until that point,
sorry, most people don't know about this either. This is crazy. And kind of off topic, but this is just like 1.2 of what I was trying to say is that, like, I learned, like, and then you kind of just confirmed it too, like, in a way. But back to what you were saying about the three religions, different people believing. I just believe that, why are Christians not like that now? Like, why can't we? And I understand for you that too. Remember that two energies, that peacemaker. It's that neutral ground. It's that understanding to both sides. And so I get why you're kind of like the way, in a sense of like, you know, I just want to do it with love and spreading my faith. But but there always has to be a different energy. Right? And 11 is a masculine number. 11 is 2 ones side by side, and that's a very masculine. You know, 1 is masculine, so 2 of them.
Right, that's just 2 alphas fighting for.
And that's in you. That's like so emotional energy, so much stuff going on. We're already human beings.
Right.
That's why I believe in that number.
I got a Dr. Jekyll Hyde feel to me sometimes. You don't want to see me angry.
So that's what I'm saying, guys, is that TRIPiMMORTAL here, I'm just saying about the religion thing is kind of like, man, I love the music. I heard it. I heard some snippets. I heard some other things. It's raw, and it makes me feel good. It's not negative. It's not a negative feeling, but you know what? Like, you know, I don't know. I don't know what it goes about, like the religion side. Whenever we have the religious, you know, Christians saying like the ABC, the alphabet community, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are going to be okay with being. Like they're like, okay, yeah, you're gonna go to heaven too with me. I don't know. There are things.
I don't agree with that.
You get what I'm saying?
I don't agree with that. And see, that's another thing that I set out on my mission to make music. I wrote a song called Judgment.
Judgment? I remember that song. That's one of the first songs.
Judgment I wrote because there are too many Christians that walk around and want to stick their nose up at you and think they're better than you, and they're not walking the walk. And like what we said earlier, what you do behind closed doors is who you are.
Integrity.
Right. So you're going to go to church, put a smile on your face, and act like a Christian, and then you're going to go and fall into sin and act like you don't sin on Sundays. But that song Judgment was me pretty much calling him, and the chorus is, when did we jump on the train to spread hate? Because you got so many Christians that want to be like, oh, you're going to hell. Well, honestly, dude, that's not up to you. That's not your decision to make.
It can be.
That's not up to you.
Yeah.
You know?
I was about to ask you right now, can you give us that chorus? Sing it real quick, dude. Say it again.
Okay. When did we jump on the train to spread hate? Remove the plank from your eyes before the speck of dust of mine. Open your heart to doing what God told us to. Show a little love. That's what we do.
Oh, okay. It's a little back
that's
to
a
the
little
rhyme
bit more of a.
No, it was cool. I got
that's
it.
That's not how it goes because I don't got the music, but that was the lyric. Anyway,
no.
That was the lyric. And that's kind of why I wrote that song, because I got tattoos. And I was talking to this guy.
I got tatted up too, dude.
Yeah.
I'm getting tattoos.
I was talking to this guy, and he's like, got tattoos, you're going to hell. I said, what? He's like, it's written in the Bible. I said, oh, Leviticus 19:28, right? He's like, yeah. I was like, have you read the rest of Leviticus? Do you know the other 614 laws in that book? Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Do you know the other 614 laws in that book? He's like, no, it's just a sin. I go, first off, you'd have to know what was going on in the world at the time Leviticus was written. Leviticus was written because there was a lot of pagan beliefs surrounding the Israelites. And God didn't want them to fall into that pagan lifestyle. For
demons?
One. Yeah, just like
like would you call those
Polybic, like Norse would be a pagan belief.
No, I know what you mean, but would you call those demons?
I would say the demons were probably controlling them, you know, because the demons are very prevalent in the Bible. And I was like, and Leviticus is written for the Levite priests. In order for them to stand in the presence of God in the tent, they would have to follow these 614 laws. I said, you know, it also says you can't cut your hair or shave your beard. You know, you can't wear clothes of 2 fabrics. If a woman is on her monthly assignment, man, you can't even occupy the same space as her. You can't shake her hand. You can't touch her. I was like, so you're telling me it also says you have to eat your food well done. See, but I fall into the new covenant. I'm not a Levite priest. Law is good. Yes, I understand law is good. And yes, they are sins. Yeah. But at the same time, Leviticus wasn't written so you can say, oh, you're going to hell because you got tattoos. Yeah. That's not why Leviticus was written.
Judgment, dude. And
that's kind of what inspired my song Judgment. And it just that irritates me because another thing that irritates me.
Look, you know, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Bro, I can feel the energy, dude. This is the 11. The 11 lifetime, dude, has that energy and that charisma and the way it words.
Well, because I don't like to be misinterpreted. I don't like people saying that I'm a Christian and be like, oh, he's going to be the guy that thinks he's that. I'm not better than you. I'm not better than any one of you, dude. I sin every day. Yeah. The only difference is I'm strong enough to ask for forgiveness. That's the only difference.
Not me, dude. I'm a god. I'm just perfect, dude.
Yeah, you're perfect.
No, man, but that's awesome, dude. I love that, and it's real, and it's authentic, and you got to try to be the best you can be every day.
Yeah, just, try to be the best you can.
But we're not, and I get it, dude.
We're sent here to save people, not tell you that you can't go to heaven before you even, like, get the invite. Like, come on, man.
True. At least let me in first. Let me try. You know?
Yeah,
let me get the invite.
And, like, and I remember, like, and you were talking about, like, dreams and paranormal and stuff like that a little bit earlier. Like, right before I wrote Judgment, I was laying in bed, and I was thinking about the song. You know, I got the music. I actually bought that music from a producer, so I got the music, and I have bought music from producers, and I have done a lot of my own music, but that one I got from a producer because I really just wanted to get that release out, and I had the lyrics battling through my head, and I felt like a warm hug. It felt almost like an angel. And then I heard in the back of my head, remind them who they are.
What?
And that's when I wrote Judgment. The very next day, I sat down for 5 minutes, the song was done.
The visionary.
Yeah.
That 11.
Yeah.
You don't get it, Trip, but not everyone is thinking like you. That's one thing, is that whenever we're operating, they're assuming that these people understand, because, like, dude, why would you not understand? It's just right. You think it's right. You're thinking the way I'm thinking, and the way I'm going about it and telling you is just right, but not everyone is thinking like you. So things like that, people don't understand. They've never felt that. They've never, like, okay, well, it's never just, people who are not fortunate enough. I don't like to say the word blessings.
Why is that?
The word blessings, it is be less. I believe in these things. Alien, look at the word alien. It's lie in it. And now they're posting all on AI, the Antichrist. AI is the Antichrist, dude.
Yeah.
Project Bluebeam, dude, is coming. They're going to do something. And then
they also want to go back to the Old Testament for that, whenever Joshua destroyed a city called AI. And they're like, oh,
what?
Is that the Bible? I was
what?
Like,
see,
yeah.
Fuck off, dude. I'm just saying.
Right after Joshua took Jericho, he went after AI, which is the name of the city. And they're like, what's that have to do with that? I was like, dude, it's not artificial intelligence. That was the name of the city. Dude.
No, but...
Coincidence? Maybe. I doubt it.
No, it's not a coincidence, dude.
I doubt it, because
it cannot be, man.
The Old Testament flows perfectly into the New Testament with foreshadowing. Yeah. There's foreshadowing of the cross all the way back before Isaiah.
Shit, so Trip, there's things that are pushed to us, and we are just letting them fly by our heads. How many times have you seen 11:11? 222.
I don't pay attention to those numbers.
444. Never?
I probably have, but it's not something I'm not paying attention to.
Well, the things they do is they're showing you signs, dude. So now I bet after this pod, after this interview, after whatever we're going on, trust me, you are going to see these things. And when you see it, I want you to think about me and this, and think about this, because it is real. It is so real. The way that people maneuver, the way people operate, I couldn't understand. I didn't believe. Now I understand. I used to think, like, okay, why is this guy acting like this? Why he shouldn't be. Now I understand these numbers, these things are happening. Remember when people get emotional? I understand why people get more emotional now. Now I have more patience for people. Remember, there's a little conflict between people that happen, and you're like, man, you're upset, but then you're like, why is he more upset than me? You know, why is this happening? Well, because it's emotional energy. He has that 11. He has things that's going on in life that are already affecting him. Now we got to deal with stuff. People feeling like an 11 is a master number, and just right at the job site, he always felt attacked. He always felt used. He always felt abused, because the 11 is a master number. So in life, what attracts, right? Law of attraction is real.
Yeah.
You attract so much good in life. You attract so much prosperity. You attract so much good energy. You're going to attract the negative.
Well, yeah, of course.
Well, no, not for, of course. For other people, it's not that way.
Well,
but for masterful numbers like you,
yeah, but if you wake up every day looking for the negative, that's all you're going to see. You wake up every day looking for the positive, that's all you're going to see. It depends on what you want to see.
It kind of is like that with 11, right? They're going to have high highs and low lows. But the thing is, too, is that you're going to be tested more by the world.
Oh, absolutely.
No, but it's not for everybody. I'm telling you, Trip is not.
I'm just saying, absolutely. Yeah, I have been tested. I've seen things in my short life. My life ain't even half over yet, and I've seen things in my life that most people will never ever have to experience. Most people will never ever have to go through it, and I thank God every day for that. You know, but even now to this day, I mean, what makes me such a fluid writer is I'm Christian, I'm saved, but I still deal with depression, dude. I deal with feeling unwanted. I have those real low lows, and I just want to shut down, but I know I can't. I got to get up and go. And can I, man, dude, and that's real.
That's the truest form. That's raw. Also, and I keep going back to this because it lives through me, and I see it in other people when I'm asking everyone their birthdays, what year they're born, how was their growing up, their environment. They have a mom, a dad, they have siblings, they had all this, and I'm asking, I'm putting it together, and one thing in common that number has is that hardship and that emotional and mental battling with them, within themselves and around in the real world because of the visionary. And so
I call it spiritual warfare, dude. I'm constantly being attacked.
Can I be honest, dude? My life is not like that.
No,
and I'm a very spiritual person. My life is hard. I have 2 kids, one on the way.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. I have to be the best in the world at what I do.
I mean, that's kind of how we're driven as men, but that's also how we're programmed from birth.
Yeah, but the thing is too is that I shut off that emotional, and it's easier for people. I shut off that emotional hardship between it. It's just go. That's what the one is, just driven, and that's what the one is. It's 2 driven, but it's double one, so it's emotional. Like I told you,
I can't always shut it off.
Exactly, and I feel like I'm always shutting it off.
I can't always shut it off, but if you stop letting yourself feel, then what do you become?
Well, that's why it's a balance, right? But it's also the knowing of what you want and who you want to be and who you are. So if I'm a good person, a good father, a good man, the best fighter in the world, the best person I can be, I'm gonna have my bloodline set for life. That's what's gonna happen. And that's what I'm driving to. And I don't get steered off my path in other ways addictions, lust, all that other stuff. I don't get steered across that path. I keep going. Things like that happen, But I'm saying it's harder for people, and it is. It's true. It's harder for you. Your life is supposed to be hard, and that's
my life is very hard.
And it is still, because there's things that will test you in life. There's people around you that will be, in certain ways, not always good for you, but you have to be the strong one, and that's not. I mean,
you
get what I'm saying, right?
Just like we're talking to learn a little bit about me, and the way you were talking about that, dude. I struggle with addiction as well, dude. My big one was alcohol. I actually just wrote a song. It ain't out yet. It's called Chains. It's about breaking the chains of addiction and sin, because I've been down that road, dude.
That's
I've
cool,
been addicted. I've been in a bad place, dude. I've been there, and that's somewhere I don't want anyone else to be.
Okay. Man, dude, and you know what? I never knew that, and I've known him for a year, but I didn't know that, because you would talk, and I would ask you these questions, and be like, man. Oh, sorry, excuse me. What's the difference between, whiskey and bourbon and stuff like that? And you're like, I know all this. And you're like, you didn't say I know, but you're like off the dome. Like, I know, everything. Like I like a nice cigar. You probably got that big old ball of ice in there, and you got a nice smoky.
I like my bourbon warm.
Yeah, dude. See, I don't know, but like I'm assuming, and then I'm like, dude, I didn't realize you were addicted to this stuff, and I didn't know that it was. And it's poison. It
almost cost my marriage when I was down here working. I got so hammered. I was supposed to go home the next day. I passed out and slept all day.
Fuck.
My wife called me. She's yelling. She's crying. And then she told me, she goes, either you quit drinking or I'm leaving.
Wow, man.
Because that was the theme for me. Every time I went out of town to work, I would just get completely hammered, forget about the fact that I missed my family. Man. So I got it to the point now with it took me about a year and a half where I was able to discipline myself down to have maybe a bourbon with a cigar and then stop. I could never do that before.
No,
or maybe have 2 or 3 beers while I'm hanging out and stop. I could never do that before. But it was that ultimatum that hit me, and now I don't want to lose my wife. I've been married for 20 years, dude. I don't want to lose my wife. I've got 2 wonderful kids.
Yeah.
And that's also that also inspired my song Chains a lot.
Man.
Because it's like being weighed down, dude. It's like being crushed. Like you rely on something. Like if you don't have it, you don't know how to function as a human being.
And it's sad.
It takes a long time to clean up from that. Now, and again, with biblical purposes, the Bible doesn't say you can't drink. The Bible says you can't get drunk.
Okay.
There's a difference. You can. It says, "Come to me, sober body, sober mind, sober spirit." It doesn't say, "Don't don't drink at all, it's a sin. No, man, dude, getting drunk is a sin.
And that's the thing too. It's it's crazy. The number 11, 1, and 9 have the biggest problems with alcohol and addictive substances.
And I mean,
you were the 11th year.
It wasn't just alcohol. We're just going to keep it in alcohol for now. It wasn't just alcohol. There's other things.
I wasn't saying just that category because you did. I think you applied it. There was other stuff.
At the age of 13, dude, I lost someone I was losing someone that was very important to me, and in a family that I didn't feel like wanted me around. I felt like I was just by myself all the time, and I hung out with older kids, so I started getting into stuff before any of my friends did. They actually would make fun of me and call me a loser because I'm hanging out with 18-year-olds doing things that they're going to be doing in a couple of years anyway. But I started before them, and I actually lost a lot of friends because of that. A lot of potential friends because I was ahead of the curve,
Dude.
And then it took me years to try and tone that stuff down, dude.
Shoot, man. You don't want to talk about that?
I don't want to talk about the other stuff. Man.
Okay. No, that's fine, dude. There's nothing, we're not forcing nobody. And that's just...
I can't say I never did it. I never did...
You ever do mushrooms?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know if you don't. That's what I'm saying. This is gonna be.
I never injected anything. I'll go with that.
Okay, injected.
I never injected anything. I'll go with that.
Yeah, I've never done that either. But I have done some shroomies. A little, two. I think 3 times. I can count them on my hand. But 3 times, and those 3 times, I had some crazy experiences. Yeah, it was nice. It wasn't like shitty. It wasn't all like scary and stuff. But it was cool. One time I had night vision, dude. I was walking the dog with my buddies, and I was night visioned up. I swear to God, everything was bright, and they're like, it's dark outside.
I'm to die.
Wait, what?
Seriously, you do enough of it, know what it feels like to die and come back to life. It is really cool, really weird how it works, but
only 3. I've only done 3 grams. That's it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you're doing like 10 or you did 10.
That was just.
Oh shit, dude. What?
I mean, and that's just the way I was coping with everything until I got my writing, and then.
That was kind of like a release.
That was my release, but I couldn't write all the time, and the problems never went away. They kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse. So I kept going and going to the point where, and part of Change, the song I wrote in Changes, I did one and then another until I forgot how to live without. And that's the position I was in. I forgot what life was like to not come home and just start pounding beer as soon as I walked in the door. Man, and fuck, I keep going back to it. But that 11 energy, that's one thing. How am I forgetting this stuff? The 11 is the need of burning energy because you're always taking it. You know what I mean? You're always taking it. I do absorb a lot.
You absorb it. Yes, you absorb it.
I do absorb a lot.
They 11 life paths or people born on 11, they need to burn it, to work out, do something they love, hobbies they love. They need to put their all into something and then relax, go home, do it again. It never ends. Every day by day by day.
It's funny that you say that, and we're talking about personalities and like you're tying it to numbers and things. Yeah. But I have noticed that like generally I'm not in a bad mood when I go to work. Generally I just let stuff roll off my shoulder. I get through my work day and work. But when I'm having a bad day, it seems like everybody around me is coming down too. Like I'm just like, I'm having a bad day, so I'm bringing this person down. I'm bringing this person. These are people that I'm trying to hold up during the day.
Yeah.
You know, and now when I'm not there to hold you up, and I'm bringing you down because I'm just so done at that point.
That's deep too.
You know, so done at that point. So I try to not come to work in a bad mood. I try and just get through my day. But I have noticed when I'm in a bad mood, it seems like everyone else is in a bad mood too.
Yeah,
and it's like I can't.
That I believe that, dude. That's very true. And I mean, not for certain people, for you. And I was getting to this. I was looking at this stuff real quick. I wanted to talk about like your other interests in life.
My other interests in life?
Yeah, man. Oh, you're talking about your music, and it's amazing, and you have actual meaning to it. Some people just have no meaning to it. And there's some guys that actually have meaning to it. And in other words, it's cool, and they just want to vibe. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it's cool, like when they have like a deeper meaning, like heritage and stuff like that. Yeah. Like speaking of this little ad break preview to shout out Shaq Nigma. He's a Jamaican artist, and he's making Jamaican music for his people and for his, because there's not a lot. Yeah. Not more like reggae, but it brings that vibe, and it's cool. Mm-hmm. Shout out Shaq. You texted me today. I didn't get back to you, dude. I called you like 2 times. You're a little busy. I'm busy. different time zones. That's awesome. And Ed Johnson, he's a laborer, dude. He's a good guy. He's not just a laborer, dude. We just go by that because of work. But he is an older guy. He's lived a lot and he's learned a lot, and he made a book. And these are
all good.
Yeah, he's wrote a book. And so these are, I'm just plugging this in. These are going to be future. These are going to be future guests on this, and this is the first and a half, kind of.
I feel honored. I really do.
Oh shoot.
I do. I feel honored.
Man, that's cool, and it's awesome.
Is cool.
And my bad, if we could continue back to your interests. Like, what are your other interests? Because you love music, you love being a dad. You take pride in like okay, my bad. Back to talking about this. I cut myself off, but to the alcohol point where I used to be like that with like certain substances like weed, dude. Simple. I used to be addicted to that. I used to want it every day, and it would be bad. And now I can smoke it once a week, and 2 weeks later, 2 weeks later, I'm not like, oh, I need it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and then I'm assuming you're the same way.
Yeah.
And so like maybe you take pride. You're like, man, I got a nice whiskey. I got a nice cigar I've been saving. And I like that. Maybe that's a hobby in a way. I don't know, but I think they could be, right? But other things, like what else, man?
I use that for my Bible time, my cigar bourbon time. I'll read my Bible. But
that's cool. That's G.
I think I'm on like my third or fourth pass of the Bible.
Jeez, man.
I really enjoy fishing.
Yeah.
And hunting.
I didn't know that.
I like shooting.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I definitely
How
do
many
like
guns
shooting.
do you think you have?
How many guns do I have?
Yeah, man.
Oh, gosh. I got...
He was buying like 2 guns when and they were like 1,500 or some shit.
No.
Hey, she's watching this.
No.
Hey, his wife was watching this. I'm sorry, but he definitely was like, she does not want me to buy these. I remember that.
Most of my guns are hunting. Hunting related. I have a 44 Rancher rifle. I have a 12 gauge. I have a Mossberg 12 gauge.
How much does that cost?
Oh, it was a present. Yeah.
Okay.
So shotguns $300-400.
Dude, yeah, but
I have a 22 rifle. I have I think 3 9mm. My wife has 2 of those. No, we have 4 9mm. My wife has 2 and I have 2. I have a 380. I have a 44 revolver.
Dang.
Handgun.
Cowboy type.
I have a AR 12 gauge. I just for a toy. I won that at a gun
shotgun?
bash. Yeah, it's an AR shotgun.
It's AR style?
Yeah, it's got the 5-round magazine.
Oh,
and it's gas
Citadel
fed.
Boss.
Yeah, Citadel Boss.
I want that like a
Yeah,
I want to put like a 25-round
Dude, that thing will knock you on your... Man, my son, he was shooting it. My son was up there. Then I saw him, he's aiming down sights. My son's great shot, too. And I just see him, boom! I was like, I almost knocked you out of the chair, boy.
Man. He was sitting down too? Why?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because I knew it was going to kick the snot out of him.
Oh, so you had to get some...
All right, so I knew it was going to kick the snot out of him. He trap shoots.
Damn, so what is that, like
shooting the clay pigeons.
Yeah.
With 12 gauge. I just bought him a nice BT99. It's a gun made for trap shooting. It's a single action breakaway barrel. He uses that for trap, and then I just got me a trap gun. It's a double barrel over under that I got from my dad that I'm going to take trap shooting with him and pheasant hunting.
Cool, yeah.
But yeah, dude, I really enjoy like fishing and hunting and being outside. Believe it or not, I like working. I just put a new floor in my house because I was bored and we had the money and we needed a new floor. So just put a whole new floor in my living room.
Yeah. Burning energy.
Yeah, I got to do something, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, shooting, fishing, hunting.
Yeah. I mean, we're not trying to like overload. I think too is like most people are. I'm not trying to say. Most people try to like, man, I have all these things I'm good at, and even just a couple 4 or 5 things. There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
That's awesome, dude. I honestly, I'm not into fishing. I'm not into hunting. I want to be. I don't have the time because I have other goals right now.
Yeah.
But I think when I get a little older and I get that free time from from grinding, I want to go just cast
sitting out by the lake, just sitting in God's country and it's quiet and you're just sitting there in a world that was created by God and you're just looking around and be like, man, it's just beautiful. And you just sit there and relax. You got no noise, no distractions.
Besides the game warden.
Besides the game warden, but I have my licenses, so I'm not really worried about him either. He shows up, here's my license, all right, shoot, don't bother me. But yeah, like real outdoorsy stuff like that.
Yeah, that's cool. I actually I had plans to go to a shooting range for the first time because I actually bought my first pistol, FN 503, the compact.
FN makes a good gun, dude.
Yeah, but I want a badass FN, dude. I want like the $1,000 one, the 5.7 one. You know,
don't need that though.
Why not, man? Things,
you don't need that. Like, you don't need that. My wife's FN. I bought my wife an FN. It was like $600, and it came with
was it the
Valerian green dot?
Oh shoot!
Valerian green dot sight. It was like $600. She's got the double stack magazine for it. I think it holds 17 rounds.
Dang! See, I got a little compact, like little 8 round. It's like 6+1 or 7+1. That shit's tiny. I got it from one of the iron workers. He sold it to me. It was cool. I think I'm gonna sell it. And I'm gonna sell that, and maybe give me something better, you know, maybe Glock. Everyone loves Glock. What is that, Russian?
Yeah, but Glock,
is that
to
German?
me, is just a name. I'm not a big fan of Glock. I mean, just because I think they're overpriced. I mean, they are a very good gun.
$500 is too much?
They are a very good gun.
Okay.
And I think it's the only gun, you can fact check me if you want, but last I checked, it's the only gun that actually tests their guns underwater. Whoa. Which is kind of why people go with the Glock, because it is a very reliable
reliability,
gun.
Man.
I just don't like the way they feel. Like when you buy a gun, it's like buying a pair of shoes, right? It's got to fit in your hand. It's got to be comfortable. You got to be able to grip it tightly and hold it and be comfortable.
But like a battle scenario, boom, tear flips. There's a Glock. You picking that thing up?
Oh yeah, I know how to
don't care about comfortability, right? You're like, hey man, I'm just saying.
There ain't nothing wrong with Glocks, but I know my wife's Glock. My wife's got a Glock 42, which is a 380.
Okay, when you're talking about like personal, you're gonna keep it with you, and you're like someone, so like end of the world. Sorry, I'm over here fucking. What is this called again? Like doomsday, like fantasy. I don't know what the hell, but like something happens, dude, and you want something that you know. Right? That's what you're saying? Like, you know it's comfortable, you know you're getting reliable, you know it's what you like. You'd rather have that by your side, right? Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I get it, dude. I just, I always assumed Glock was the best. That's what they
Glock's a good gun. Don't get me wrong. Glock is a good gun, but Springfield makes a great gun. FN makes a great gun. I personally love Canics.
Canics. That's so
I love my Canic, dude. That thing is sweet.
Is it a pistol?
It's a pistol.
Okay. No, I don't think I've ever heard. I'll search that up because I've been looking into buying some guns.
I love my Canic. I got a red dot on it. I mean, it's really Sig Sauer makes a really good handgun. Sig Sauer?
Yeah. Did you say it? I don't know, dude. I'm not too into guns. You definitely are way more into this stuff.
That's a nice gun. They make a good gun.
That's what I looked at. There was like an AR or a pistol.
The Kel-Tec 9mm?
Dude, there's like an AR pistol thing, and it has like it has like 2 double stacked. And it's 100. It's 100 rounds.
Yeah.
And bro, that's
insane. You going to war?
I want that.
You going to war?
I will. I will if we have to, right, man? We have to. But yeah, I want that thing.
I mean, as
flip it open with an FRT trigger.
As far as like a toy or something to go shoot and play with, yeah, I'm with it. But
isn't that reliable?
No, it's reliable.
No, okay.
It's just
no.
I would say it's probably not practical because we're not in a zombie apocalypse right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, CDC actually came out with this a while ago. They were saying that it is like one of the things that could happen out of fiction, like before aliens, before all this other crazy stuff happened in fiction, that zombies, so many viruses have led to like just very similar. The similarities are crazy. The only thing is that they haven't been able to get to humans yet, and they've had viruses where they've had animals eating each other.
Yeah.
And so like that's crazy, right?
The only zombie story that I think actually has the capability of coming true is, you ever played a video game or seen the show The Last of Us?
Oh, like with the spores,
with the fungus and the spores that adapt to a warmer temperature, and they were just pretty much occupying bodies because they were able to grow at 98.6 degrees now.
Were they biting people?
No, they were
just trying to get you to become them.
They were just inside you, growing inside of you to the point where it was just a moving, walking fungus is all it ever really was.
So it wasn't trying to, these things...
they'll eat you and attack you because they, just like every other virus, it wants to spread.
Yeah.
Every other virus just wants to spread. Yeah. Just like fungus, just like any plant, any animal, anything in creation wants to spread.
Just like us.
It wants to get bigger.
Just like us. We just want to create.
Every living thing wants to multiply.
Yeah, for sure. That makes sense. And that's a scary thing.
And that's the only one I could say would probably be...
You think you're way more ready for the zombie apocalypse than I am. Man.
I don't have any, like,
I need to get up there, dude.
I don't have, like, any ARs or anything. I just got a bunch of pistols.
What? I mean, that's all you need, right?
Yeah.
What is God's caliber, I heard? Is it 22?
What?
They're like, is it not? They'll be like, this God's round or something. What is it? Is it 45?
If you broke into my house and held a 22 to me, I'd probably...
What? It's gonna hurt, dude. You're dead.
I would probably take the gun off you and beat you with it because it's probably gonna hurt worse than the bullets. It's probably gonna hurt worse than the bullets. No, 22 is like being shot with a BB gun.
No, it's fucking not, dude. That can't be true.
It's a very small round.
Right? It's like this big.
And the only thing that makes them so deadly is because it has the capability to enter, but it doesn't have the capability to exit. It doesn't have the velocity to exit. So all it does
like wounding?
Is it bounces around inside your body until it destroys every major organ. I mean, you'll die, but it'll be like 3 hours later.
That's not any better, dude. That's not any better. Oh, shoot. Well, guys, you know what? So, Trip, we can actually edit this real quick. I'm going to stop it and see where we are at time-wise. Okay, dude, hold on. So we're not live, guys. We've been on for a good hour.
Oh, yeah?
And I like it. You know, and it was good. We'll wrap it up, and
yeah,
I think we'll have another one. Might not have you be a guest again.
I mean, I'm done here enough.
Yeah.
New song Chains. I haven't had it coming out yet. Wish I'd give you guys a peek, but
yeah, plug yourself in. No, dude, plug it in. We'll listen to this quick 30, 15, 20, whatever you want to put, whatever you want to. Listen to this.
We'll just start with the intro on it.
Yeah. You can leave it right there too with the mic on you.
I haven't released it yet. I'm waiting on album art. Once I get my album art and my music video finalized, it'll be the first song I have that actually comes with a music video. I'm gonna post that. And if you follow my socials, I'll keep you updated on when I'm going to release the song.
I love this. This is setting the tone, dude. Today is actually the 25th of the... Don't play it. Chains.
The song's called Chains. It's about breaking the chains of addiction and sin, and this is actually my music. I actually did the music on this one.
It's not fully done yet. Right? It's not done yet. It's not all...
It's not released yet. It's done. It's just being released. So this will be your first preview of TRIPiMMORTAL's Chains.
Don't want to show too much. Get 30 seconds.
I'll let you get to the couple lines in the first verse and we're going to wrap it up. There it is.
No, dude, I was trying not to let you stop it, but that's okay. So Chains, and what? Okay, so, man, dude, what?
Another thing I'd like to add, just real quick. If you like an artist, if you support like one of us indie underground artists and you like our music, streaming our music on Spotify is great, it helps, but we only make a fraction of a penny per stream. So if you really like an artist and you want to support an artist, figure out where they're selling merch, buy a t-shirt. I actually have merchandise on an account called Fourth Wall. I got a couple t-shirts there. If you want to support me as an artist, that'd be the best way to do it because I make like $4 on every t-shirt I sell.
Man.
And every song, I need like 5 streams to make a penny. So
jeez, plug it, dude. Plug it. You need this, man. You need this. This is awesome.
If you that does not just for me. If you support me, that's awesome. I appreciate you. I love you. God bless you. But if you support any indie artist whatsoever, that's how you do it. You know, get on the socials, like their stuff, and buy their merch because they're not making money on streams.
Great,
none of us are making money on streams.
Yeah, man. So y'all do that. Go to his Fourth Wall. Go buy some merch. Do something to support. It's TRIPiMMORTAL, man. Trip swag, dude.
Trip swag
on
Fourth Wall.
All right, it was good having this show.
Yeah, man. This is awesome.
And you know, let's have a good night, man.
Let's have a good night.
Deuces.